Benjamin Franklin, the name says it all. Benjamin Franklin, Benjamin, a B and J word. Ben equals the Benben stone, the primordial mound, the new world rising from the ashes. Jamin equals Yaman equals Maine equals Mine equals illusion. Yet again, Maine equals in May, the month of Mary. Franklin equals France. Lion equals Saint Francis of Assisi, or Francis of Assisi equals San Francisco. Benjamin Franklin was the first U.S. ambassador. He was the ambassador to France. Franklin equals France equals Francisco. During his stay in France, Benjamin Franklin was active as a Freemason, serving as Grand Master of the Lodge Les Neuf Sœurs, the Nine Sisters, the Nine Nymphs of Apollo, from 1779 until 1781. Benjamin Franklin wrote a satirical jab at the British regime entitled, Rules by Which a Great Empire May Be Reduced to a Small One. It may have been a satire aimed at taking a jab through humor at the British Empire. However, hypnosis shows no respect from where subliminal suggestion might be derived. Keep in mind that Franklin was the Freemason Grand Master of a lodge in Paris. And far from being an individual who had the best interests of the United States of America at heart, it is the agenda and the desire, albeit unwittingly, of the Freemasons and secret societies as a whole, to be used to establish a sacrifice that will result in the establishment of a supposed New World Order. Here is the date when this satirical piece was published. Rules by Which a Great Empire May Be Reduced to a Small One, first appeared in the Public Advertiser, September 11, 1773. To even contemplate that this was not part of the 9/11 event in 2001, would be to ignore the fact that the satire was all about rules by which a great empire may be reduced to a small one. All of which has, and is, coming to pass right before our eyes ever since the 9/11 event in 2001. This publication relates directly to the subliminal suggestion on the $100 bill. Written right on the $100 bill as part of the Declaration of Independence, which basically admonishes the population to separate from any government that is found to be oppressive, as in the case of Great Britain towards the colonies. Written by Thomas Jefferson. So, today, the population of the USA sucks up the words of the founding forefathers and in this instance in particular, the words of Benjamin Franklin, and go floundering off deep into the hypnotic trance state even further, and seek to remove the tyrannical government that now oppresses them, just as the forefathers sought to break their political bonds with England. Not realizing, of course, that this is the agenda, and the plan of the elitists and the powers that be. To create chaos and confusion, through subliminal suggestion such as is found in abundance in the Declaration of Independence, and to instigate the masses to revolt that they may destroy all of those who rise to the surface, who show their desire to revolt, that they may be eliminated from the face of this illusory 3D plane. The revolting population not realizing for one moment, that they themselves are part of a bigger picture, where they also are fabricated illusory beings who've been conjured up as idiot infidel revolters, for the express purpose of perpetuating the deception of the validity and worth of this 3D illusory dream state. None of which is valid or of any worth. This is not to say that the dream state can't be a lot of fun, like a nice ice cream cone, but hardly worth forfeiting awareness of what reality is. Just the mere mention of the term Founding Fathers, or Benjamin Franklin, or Thomas Jefferson, or George Jesus Washington, and the vast majority of the American population fall to their collective knees. Not realizing for one moment, that it's these Freemasonic ritualistic loons who were used by this Luciferian thought process to establish the Republic of the United States of America in the first place. When troubles hit the USA they quote the very nutjobs who wrote the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence as if they were quoting God him/her/ itself. But, as Jefferson said, the American people are exceptional, making it impossible for the people being stroked with pride to see that they were and are exceptionally pathetic. Still, amongst this scene of pathetic beings, are some of the population who do not quote these forefathers as infallible, but recognize the lunacy of the empire they've constructed, even in spite of the Obama's recent plastic use of this word exceptional. Exceptional is a buzzword, a leading manipulative word directly related to hypnotic trance inducement. Whenever the reader hears anyone refer to these founding fathers and what it is they stood for, be warned, these are people deeply entranced and completely capable of leading the masses into an even greater trance state. Benjamin Franklin went on to write, an ancient sage valued himself upon this, that though he could not fiddle, he knew how to make a great city of a little one. The science that I, a modern simpleton, am about to communicate is the very reverse. Interestingly, Benjamin Franklin was born on Milk Street in Boston. Milk referring to the Milky Way, and to the flood cataclysm suggested by the cow that jumped over the moon suggesting in turn, The moon flood goddess. Simply crazy manipulation. Other milk subliminals. Martin Luther King, MLK. Lincoln's mother died of milk disease. Harvey Milk, openly gay San Francisco supervisor who was assassinated. And so on. Interestingly, Harvey Milk was born on May 22, 1930. Another number 22 showing up in regards to San Francisco and the milk flood cataclysm. May 22 equals 522, and when multiplying 5 times 22 equals 110, relating to the height of the Twin Towers of the destroyed WTC in NY City. And May 22 is exactly 32 days after the birth of Hitler on April 20, 1889, or 333 days before April 20 in the following year. As mentioned on this blog in previous pages, the name Hitler suggests subliminal to the word liberty equals Liehut equals Hitler, and Adolf equals a flood, or flood. The entire satirical piece can be read here. This is well worth reading, for the simple reason that as you're reading, it's so easy to forget that you're reading about Benjamin Franklin taking a jab at the British regime 240 years ago, and it seems to be that you're reading about the current Obama administration of the USA and the insane government that is supposedly running the most powerful nation on earth. The entirety of the satire matches perfectly to all that has transpired, and is transpiring throughout the world since 9/11. The chart immediately below demonstrates the link between the new Benjamin Franklin $100 bill and the Big Ben Bell, or the Great Bell, in what is now called the Elizabeth Tower in the Palace of Westminster, the British Parliament, as well as the link to the Pennsylvania State House and the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia, where the Declaration of Independence and the U.S. Constitution were both debated and accepted. Keep in mind that, as mentioned above, the Liberty Bell is referring to Hitler and to fascism and to a totalitarian state. Exactly as the Statue of Liberty. The new $100 bill has a bell in the inkwell, with a number of motion Liberty bells on the blue security ribbon in the center of the bill, along with motion $100 written there as well, all of which relate to California and the bail-in of the Pacific Ocean. After which the New World Order will rise from the ashes like the phoenix bird, and the elitists, and the powers that be, will find the liberty they seek as the above-mentioned Savior Noah and USGS, or the flood of Noah and the second coming of Jesus, come flowing under and through the Golden Gate. This is the liberty of Adolf, the flood of Hitler. This is how the fascist state will emerge, and is the black swan event that the world is looking for. Keep in mind that the word Bell suggests the name Ben, Bill as in dollar bill, Baal the river flood god, Baal as in bail-in, the newer manipulation to laughter discarding bailout,